Hey everyone, Josh here, WarGamingNewb Historical, back with another hobby vlog. This time around I'm going to talk about Napoleonics, and more specifically black powder, and our plans for black powder on this channel. So it is our intention, right off the bat, that we're going to start playing black powder on the channel starting in January of next year. So that's only a couple months. Depending on how everything works out, it's going to be January. It might be February, but we're hoping for it to be at the beginning of the year. The challenge to having that start at the beginning of the year is, of course, painting Napoleonic armies. There's hundreds of figures that you have to have in order to get a decent game of Napoleonics, and specifically black powder. And that's going to be the big challenge. If the Hail Caesar 1 year anniversary challenge was any indication of how much trouble I'm in at this point, this is doubly more so for black powder because there are a lot of figures. That being said, we are going to push on. James and I are very excited to have this start up with the channel. And so we're just going to kind of power through and get the work done. Our basis for getting Napoleonic started is to complete assembly and painting of the black powder 2-player Waterloo starter set. It's going to be the core for our French and British armies. I'm playing French. James will be playing the British. But unfortunately, the work will have to be done by myself because James is not a painter at all. He's still learning how to do just even his bolt action figures. So that painting chore will be allocated to me. And I'm not the best painter, but you know, it's better to have painted figures on the field than gray plastic. So it's all on me to get this done, and I'm going to get as much done as possible by January. So that's the plan. On top of that, I've actually started adding more kits for black powder from Warlord and Perry in order to facilitate the expansion of the French and British armies. And you guys have probably seen all the unboxings for that, but I'm going to put the playlist up above, upper right hand corner, so you guys can take a look at all the project stuff that I have for black powder already waiting to get assembled and painted and all that stuff. With that being said, the main purpose of this vlog is to show you the meager progress that I have accomplished in furthering the goal of playing black powder in January. So in a minute or so, you're going to see some of the French that I've completed, as well as some other figures that are kind of ancillary to the Waterloo starter set that will be part of the expansion of our armies and all that. So yeah, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But before I even do that, James has also decided that he wants to start an alternate army, and he wants to do the Prussians. So stay tuned for Prussian unboxings that will be forthcoming on the channel. But in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at the progress that I made and what my plans are in terms of getting this stuff done. So we'll be right back.
Right, and here it is. I almost have 1 battalion of French line troops completed. So I have 2 stands here and 1 stand of Voltigeur. That's almost done. I gotta clean them up because they got a bit of flocking on them, but other than that, they're complete, at least for my taste. I also have the Foot General that was included in the Waterloo set. He's been done for a while, but now that he's standing next to a couple stands of troops, he looks absolutely wonderful, at least in my opinion. And then back here is a mounted colonel that from Perry that I unboxed a while ago. I'm making good progress on him. Most of the figure is done. I'll need to do the basing and finish up just painting the face and his hair and all that stuff. Maybe do a little bit of highlighting, and then it'll be done. So this is what I currently have done for the Waterloo starter set, minus this Perry mounted colonel, who I'll be using as a commander or general for my army later on. But progress is slow, obviously, and I'm hoping to get at least the 1st battalion of line infantry completed in the next week or so, and I'll come back and show that once it's done. But this is what I have: 2 stands of line infantry, one stand of almost completed Voltigeur that will go with this battalion. We got the Foot General, and then the Mounted Colonel back here is almost done. But again, he's not part of the Waterloo set. So, all right.
And there you have it, the meager progress that I've made for the Waterloo 2-player starter. I'm mainly concentrating on the French right now because that's my army, but I've started making progress on getting the British started. So, yeah, one of the main things that I wish I had known before starting to build up the French, especially the line infantry, is that some of the backpacks have the little short sword that the Voltigeurs use, and unfortunately I did not attach those to the bodies that have the epaulets, which would denote them as Voltigeurs or skirmishers, and so I have a bunch of mismatched figures that will be on stands. However, because of the nature of Napoleonic Wargaming, you may not notice that during the battle reports because of the amount of figures that are going to be on the board, but I thought I'd just put that out there. So for anybody who is nitpicky about that stuff, don't you worry. Even though these figures have been kind of messed up in terms of the assembly, any future figures that I will be building for my French army will hopefully be assembled correctly. So anyway, all right, hope you enjoyed this vlog about the assembly of our French and British armies for the channel. I will try to get more updates on the progress of the armies as we get closer and closer to January, and hopefully we will well, if anything, we're going to start with a plate from the box and then kind of start slowly building our armies up from there. And you know, if you've watched any of the playlists that I linked earlier, you'll know that what we're going to be expanding into in terms of building up these armies. So, all right, that's it. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you do. Click the bell notification icon to get notified of all new updates for this Black Powder Napoleonic's Hobby Challenge, I guess. And then click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. That is the best way I can personally interact with you and talk to you about Napoleonics and all that fun stuff concerning historical wargaming. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more hobby vlog from WarGamingNewb Historical.